Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel. Today I'll create a keyboard split on the Reface DX, so in this example you can play bass with your left hand and the pad sound with your right hand. The Reface DX is monotimbral, it can only play one sound at a time, so how is this possible? Let's take a look. As always, let's begin by resetting our patch using the function key. Press the edit button and then press the 1 button in the upper row 3 times. This will take you to the key scaling page, which is the function we're going to use today. Adjusting the key scaling will affect the way the operators or oscillators behave depending on whether you play low or high notes on the keyboard. With that out of the way, let's choose a suitable algorithm. Press the algorithm key. As we want to play 2 different sounds here, it's a good idea to find an algorithm that branches into 2 paths. On the Reface DX, algorithm 8 is the most clearly divided algorithm, so let's choose that one. You can clearly see the left and right branch here. Now let's work on the left branch, which will become our bass sound. Press the level button and make sure the second operator is at the same level as the first one. This will result in this sound. This clearly doesn't sound like bass at all, so the next step is to press the frequency button and to reduce the frequency of both operators to the lowest value possible. This is better, but it's a very static sound. Let's make it more interesting by adding an amplitude envelope with slower decay, lower sustain and slightly more release. Use the buttons located next to the edit button to get these editors. Use the sliders on the left hand side to adjust the envelope strength. This is good, but I also want the sound to be sharper at the beginning and more mellow in the end, so it sounds like a plucked instrument the bass guitar is. We can achieve that by creating an amp envelope for the second operator, which is modulating the first one here. Its envelope determines the strength of the modulation, so let's create a sharp attack and a quick decay and release. In order to edit these properties, just press the envelope button until the second operator is highlighted in the top right corner of the screen. Back on the operator page, let's adjust the velocity sensitivity for both operator 1 and 2 so the sound gets a bit louder and sharper when we hit the keys harder. Now let's put the key scaling to full effect. Go back to the operator 1's first page and make sure the key scaling slider on the right side is all the way up, and repeat that process for the second operator too. Now go to the next page and you'll see the key scaling graph. What we want to do here is to change the right side of the graph to exponential. Then, with the left slider, increase the level of the key scaling to the maximum for low notes and decrease it to the minimum on the right side for higher notes. Repeat that process for the other operator too. And now the level of the bass sound will decrease sharply when you reach the middle of the keyboard. Okay, the bass sound is in the bag. Now let's create the pad sound for the right hand. And once again we begin by setting the level of both operators to 100 using the level button. And also reduce the frequency of both operators to 0.5 so the sound isn't unpleasantly high. Now directly adjust the key scaling and we'll do the opposite of what we did with the bass sound. So low notes will be cut off while higher notes will be boosted, both on operator 3 and 4. And now let's shape the sound too. Press the envelope interval button until you get to operator 4, which is currently strongly modulating operator 3, resulting in an unpleasantly harsh sound. Let's increase the attack time first. And now the same for operator 3 for a slow attack. I'll also decrease the level of operator 4 on the levels page for a softer sound overall. Increasing the operator's feedback towards a saw wave shape will make a pad sound more like a string section. Applying a sample and hold LFO on the amplitude of operators 4 and 3 adds a kind of randomness to our pad sound. Finally, let's add some effects, for example, chorus and delay. And that's it! Split keys on the Reface DX using key scaling on individual operators. I hope you found this useful, and if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching and see you again very soon. Bye bye!